Hey there, good morning, righteous people. Derek from Bomb Socks here with another round of Bomb Bites where we are feasting upon the words of Christ. And as always, we do it one bite at a time. So this week we're doing sections 10 and 11 of the Doctrine and Covenants. And I love these sections. There's a lot of truth we're going to cover that I think really are applicable to our day. So in order to get us rolling with this, you got to understand a little bit of context. So the context here actually takes you back to section 3 of the Doctrine and Covenants, where Joseph Smith and Martin Harris lost the 116 manuscript pages. Again, a devastating time in Joseph's life and in Martin's life. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. And this talks about how they're able to get the plates back and the ability to translate back. Naturally, they want to roll forward with this. And so the question is, what do we do with 116 pages? Well, I love how the Come Follow Me manual addresses this. It starts off, the very beginning of this is so cool. Let me read this to you. It says, as the translation of the Book of Mormon progressed, a question naturally arose. What should Joseph Smith and Oliver Cowdery do about those pages of the translation that had been lost? The logical thing might be to go back and retranslate that portion, but the Lord could see something that they could not. I love that statement. Wicked men were plotting to alter the words on those pages to cast doubt on Joseph's inspired work. God had a plan to thwart Satan's efforts and compensate for what was lost. I love that statement. Let me read that again. God had a plan to thwart Satan's efforts and compensate for what was lost. This plan was put into motion thousands of years earlier when the prophet Nephi felt inspired to create a second record that covered the same time period. Later, Mormon was inspired to include this record in the Book of Mormon for a wise purpose known to the Lord. My wisdom, the Lord said to Joseph, and I love this statement, is greater than the cunning of the devil. One of the greatest statements in the Doctrine and Covenants. We will talk about that this week. That's a reassuring message in a day like ours when the adversary's ongoing efforts to weaken faith are intensifying. Like Joseph, we can be faithful and continue on in the work God has called us to do. Then we will find that he has already provided a way so that the gates of hell shall not prevail against us. And I love that. So what a great place to start us off this week. Now, as we're doing this, I do need to tell you, one of the things that I always tell my seminary classes, at the end of every lesson, I tell them 5 things. And I think I may have mentioned this in a previous episode. I always say, the church is true, life is good, God is in charge, Satan hates you, and the Savior loves you. They always get a chuckle when I say Satan hates you, but bottom line, it's flat out true. He does not like you. He knows that you stood up in the premortal life and said, I want to choose God's plan. And he's like, I hate you. And the battle that started in the premortal life has simply just changed battlegrounds. And here we are. And if Satan had a chance, he would destroy you. And you'll see that word quite a bit as we're going through section 10, the word destroy. That is his plan, and it continues to happen on this earth. And so what we're going to do is we are really going to expose Satan for the fraud that he is, so that when he is trying to tempt us, we don't even give him the time of day, keeping in mind that really the one who gives him all of his power is us anyway. So I want to try to help strengthen our resolve and not really give him tons of credit. I mean, I don't want to discount his power, but at the same point, keeping in mind where that power comes from. So the plan is to expose him, like I said, for the fraud that he is. You're going to see that unfold. And then we'll finish up with section 11 in the last couple days of the week. So anyway, I'm excited to cover this week for you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And thanks for sharing these messages. And we will see you tomorrow. Godspeed. Bye-bye.